Robert Rivas Radio.
El amor se acaba, ya no hay nada entre los dos.
Tú eres la reina de mi amor, tú eres la reina de mi vida.
Wasted days and wasted nights.
All my exes live in Texas.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
Robert Rivas Radio. Tejano and much more.
Robert Rivas Radio, Tejano, and much more. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Jeffrey Charles to my morning show. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, Robert. Good morning, all the Robert Rivas Radio listeners. Great to be with you.
Jeffrey, I tell you what, dude, I want to thank you before anything else because about 3 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago, you performed for me at my T-Town Flashback event at the Cadillac Bar in downtown San Antonio. Jeffrey, I had never heard you perform in my life, and you simply rocked the house.
Well, thank you so much. We had a wonderful time. That was the T-Town reunion, and there was so many great people, great fans, great music lovers out there. It's always fun getting to be involved with the Tejano fans because they understand my music. They get it. It's a natural fit for them, and I always have an awesome time with them.
You know, Jeffrey, it's funny, you're mentioning Tejano fans and country western fans, and at the end of the day, most of them wear belt buckles, cowboy hats, and really, man, a little bit stylish there, little difference on dancing, but yet different, but not, wouldn't you say?
No, there's definitely a lot of similarities, and you know, one of the cool things, I actually grew up in Minnesota, which is, you know, a rural part of Minnesota where there was a lot of polkas, waltzes, things like that, a lot of things with the accordion. And I always thought it was so neat when I came down here how the accordion has been migrated into it's a fusion of Spanish and German. You hear so many Tejano songs, it sounds like a polka up in Minnesota, except it's singing in Spanish. Otherwise, it sounds the same, so much of it.
That's right. I tell you what, Jeffrey, you're from Minnesota, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, now, how does a person from Minnesota get to San Antonio? How did this happen?
Well, that was actually, I took quite a few long turns, long roundabouts, many forks in the road. I was actually in the Air Force, and I got stationed first in Biloxi, Mississippi, well, after basic training in Texas, then Biloxi, then South Carolina, Japan, back to South Carolina, and back to Texas, and then I got stationed over in Ali al-Salim Air Force Base during the Second Gulf War, and that's what gave me the spark for music, because I had written a song that got adopted as the base anthem over there. They had Governor Jeb Bush listen to it, a bunch of VIPs. They adopted it as the anthem over there, and that just kind of gave me the encouragement to say, you know what, my music can entertain people. If I write stories, people are gravitating toward them, and that's what made me say, okay, when I get back to San Antonio, I'm just going to go for it. So I got back to San Antonio, got out of the service, and started working on getting a band together. Eventually got a solid core group of players, and we've just been working at it since then. And it's been a lot of work, but a lot of doors are starting to open now. It feels like we're in a breakthrough year this past summer.
I have told people, Jeffrey, that the music business, it's not an easy business. It's not an easy business whatsoever. Now, that being said, Jeffrey, what got you into this business? Where did you say, you know what, I want to be a musician? Where did this come from?
Well, you know, my parents were musicians. I grew up in a house where there was always music playing. And my mom played the organ, played the keyboard, the piano, and had a beautiful singing voice, a classical singing style. My dad played the drums. And that, I guess it's just kind of ingrained in you, you know, and that's always, I've always had a natural penchant for being out in front of people performing, and I guess it eventually caught up with me when I was in the Air Force in South Carolina. I was looking for hobbies and habits, and I ended up taking guitar lessons, acoustic guitar lessons. So then I was like, well, this is fun. I'm playing songs that by my heroes, and now I'm going to share them with people. And then got to the point where I was like, well, let me try writing some of my own music. And so it's just over time built into where we are today. But it's like you say, it is a difficult challenge to try and get yourself out there every week, trying to make sure you have the avenues to get your music out there to people, and keeping everybody together within the band and your fans and merchandise, and trying to keep whatever you can do to get your name out there and share the experience. That's what it's all about. Speaking of heroes, who are your heroes? Well, as far as musical heroes, my biggest heroes, my top three are not in any particular order, but Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, and Dwight Yoakam. Those are the guys that have left a lasting impact on me. It's their visual performances, their songwriting craft, the overall entertainment that they brought to the stage. I feel like there's nothing better than those three guys. How did you feel about that? Let me ask you, did you see the movie I Walk the Line? Yeah, I love that movie. That I was so impressed with Joaquin Phoenix. I loved his renditions of the songs, and Reese Witherspoon. I thought they were both just phenomenal. It was fun to watch that movie. As you're kind of seeing it all play out on the screen, you're seeing him, all overseas in an Air Force base, during a midnight shift, sitting there with a pen and paper, writing, sure, a Folsom Prison. Sure. Isn't that something? That's how it all happens. There's so many things when you have a song that's out there. There's a lot of people don't know that it might have been written at 3:00 in the morning after you broke up with your girlfriend, or who knows what happened. That's right. That's how it all goes. That's down. Right. Now, Jeffrey, as to chasing your dream, getting started, were you involved in any talent shows or anything like that? Well, I was involved with some different talent shows in South Carolina when I was there. This last year, the TV show The Voice had contacted me to come out and do a private audition with them. So I went and met with the producers there, and they really liked my singing and my performance, but they didn't pick me for whatever reason. It's a lot of these shows are based on demographics, and what producers have in their mind is the story. And so at that time, I guess I wasn't the story they were looking for, but it was a great opportunity, and it's just, the fact that even Hollywood took notice of me, I was, honored by that. Now, you shared the stage with country music legends such as, should I say, the Bellamy Brothers, Johnny Rodriguez, David Allan Coe, as well as some of the top 40 country picks, including Steve Holley, Jaron Lowenstein, Danielle Peck, the Low Cash Cowboys, Casey Donahue, and the Cody Johnson Band. Yeah, we've been fortunate to get selected to open up for a number of big-name artists, legends from years past that are still currently out there doing it, and current top 40 country music hit makers out there. And so I feel blessed that we've gotten that opportunity. The guys in my band are a really tight unit. They work really hard with me. They believe in what we're doing, and I've got a great team of people around me and a great group of supporters that helps us keep going out there and doing it. We were talking about the T-Town flashback, T-Town reunion, as I called it, and I remember when I saw you perform and stuff, and I thought to myself, somebody's going to sign this guy right away. I know they are. You're very, very talented, Jeffrey. Wow. I consider you a show band, because you put on a show, man. When you're on stage, you definitely tear up the stage, man. You're bobbing and weaving and grooving, and you got more moves than Tim Duncan, man. You're kicking ass up there, dude. Where do you get all this energy from? Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like you just feel the music, I'm doing something that I truly enjoy. I'm doing stuff that I've written, or when I do covers, I pick songs that I really enjoy by artists that I really admire, and it's like I just can't help but stand still. I tell you what, you just released your first album, should I say, EP, called Lasso. Talk to me about this. Yeah, Lasso is a 6-song EP. EP means extended play, SP is single play, and LP is long play. It's the one in the middle where you've got 4 to 6 tracks. I had this studio produced by Ron and Michael Morales, who are 6-time Grammy nominees, 4-time Grammy winners. They're phenomenal musicians. I felt like, you know, I really was on the same page with them, that they really understood what my music was about. It's kind of a fusion of rockabilly, of traditional country, some bluegrass and rock, and it's kind of all those things kind of thrown in a blender and shaken up or stirred up, and what you get is what you hear. It's a little combination of those things.
And I got to tell you, Jeffrey, because I know this from experience, I've seen it from many, many bands. When you're taking on a project on your own, it's not simple, is it?
It's not at all. I mean, it's, you know, just as simple as, like, how should we end the song? And what about, you know, putting the drum part here? What about, you know, the guitar solo here? It's like all those things have to be, you know, finessed and integrated in there in a way that satisfactorily meets the vision that's in your head, what you heard in your head, and also in a way that it's going to make it, you know, transmissible to audiences in a way that is hopefully is going to grab their attention.
Sure, and we're not even talking finances, are we?
No, we're not even there.
Jeffrey, I could have seen you washing cars one time, man. Look at trying to record my new CD. I'm washing cars. You know, hey man, everybody's got a.
if there's a job out there, I've probably done it. Yeah, I'm still doing it.
Anything to pay the bills and get that new CD out, right? Whatever it takes. Like I said, it's a very, very difficult process when you're taking on the burden all on your own, trying to record, produce, arrange a CD. It really, really is, isn't it, Jeffrey?
Oh yeah, that definitely is. I mean, getting to work with Ron and Michael was a true blessing. I mean, they work with so many big name artists and stars that there's more stars in the heavens than they've worked there. Or they've got more stars than that are in the heavens there. But they're phenomenal guys. The work that they did, I'm very proud of, because I when I write songs and I want to do my music, I try and take it as, like, you know, I don't have to make the most amount of songs, but I want to make the most quality songs that I do, kind of like a Rolls Royce. You know, if I can take all the time that I have to make this song sound as great as it sounds, you know, as give it the attention that it deserves with the lyrics, the musical arrangement, and try and make it an A-side. You know, that's kind of my goal. Sure.
I tell you what, Jeffrey, let's go ahead and take a break, and let's play one of your singles. The song is called Lasso. Cool.
That is the title track of the album, and I will be honored to have it played on Robert Rivas Radio live in San Antonio.
I can't say it better than that.
The first time that I ever saw you, I knew we belonged together. From the way you moved with your hat pulled low, your tan suede boots and leather. If you were mine, I would buy you a horse to set your spirits free. Well, you can ride that horse all around, but never mouth to me. Swing your lasso, throw it around my heart. Just swing your lasso, 'cause that was yours from the start. The first time that I ever heard you, I knew you were right for me. From your strumming guitar to your humble voice, ooh, ecstasy. Don't you worry if your strings all break, I still think you're a star. And I'd be happy if your G-string broke, but not on the guitar. Swing your lasso, throw it around my heart. Swing your lasso, 'cause I was just from the start. Swing your lasso, throw it around my heart. Swing your lasso, touched you, I knew you had to be mine. From your silky skin to your mango smell, you make me lose my mind. I love the way you swing your lasso to win the rodeo cup. But if you don't win, that's okay, 'cause you can still tie me up. Swing your lasso, throw it around my heart. Swing your lasso, 'cause I was just from the start. Swing your lasso, throw it around my heart. Swing your lasso, 'cause I was just from the start.
Robert Rivas Radio, Tejano, and much more. And I'm back here with Jeffrey Charles. Jeffrey, I gotta tell you, man, this song, Lasso, very, very impressive, dude.
Well, thank you very much. That song was actually inspired a long time ago, back in 2003. I was in South Carolina, and I was at a concert, country western concert, and I saw this female country singer up there, and I just was inspired by her cowgirl looks, and I thought, this kind of gives me the concept of a guy with an admiration for a cowgirl, and that's how that worked, came together, and that's now I got the EP with the Lasso title track out.
Now, you've appeared on Ken's 5 morning show here in San Antonio, Great Day SA, WOAI's San Antonio Living, the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, as well as KJ97's Rodeo Barbecue Cook-Off at SeaWorld. Impressive, dude.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, all those organizations are just fantastic, first-class places, and I'm very fortunate to be associated with them. They've been very good to us. They've given us quite a few opportunities to be live on television, live on radio, and it's an avenue to actually show your artistry, a visual performance, when you get to get the medium of television and so forth, and some of these high-profile events. But they're all very good, very fortunate. We're very fortunate to have gotten to work with them, and I can't say enough how blessed I am.
Jeffrey, I've worked in the Tejano industry for a long, long, long time, and I've seen many, many struggles from many, many bands, and this is the first time I've kind of, talked about, gotten in the mix with the struggles in the sense of a country western singer like yourself. And at the end of the day, man, struggles are struggles. You're just trying to promote your music. You're trying to get people to listen to it. Wow, Jeffrey, did you foresee all the struggles, all the hard work that you're putting into it as you are now?
Well, it's like every day is a blessing, I guess, as they say, and I firmly believe that it's kind of get philosophical from a movie quote here, but that movie Shawshank Redemption, when he says, "Well, either you're living or you're dying, so get to living," right?
How's it go? You either get busy living or you get busy dying.
Yeah, right. There we go. That's exactly right. That's a great movie. But I try to get busy living. I try to stay busy living, basically. But there's always struggles, there's ups and downs. But I think, the downs, they make you appreciate the successes that you have. Because I kind of feel like, if you can't appreciate something so much until you've really worked really hard for it. And I think that's, part of everybody's got their own individual struggles. It's like I had an unexpected surprise where I have this little fox. I have a little pet fox. She's a chow mixing fox, and she tore her ACL ligament in her right back leg, and that was expensive. And then she tore the left back leg ACL, and so all those surgeries added up to quite a bit of money that were unexpected things. That it's money that you have set aside for. This is going to be the next phase for radio promotion or the album, to finish the full-length album and stuff. But then it's like you've got a situation where you've got to change the money that you had, you don't have anymore, and so that's just like, wow, this is life, you know.
You know, Jeffrey, I've always been a firm believer. If you find $20 on the floor, you pick it up and you think you're $20 ahead, but something comes up and you got to spend that 20 somewhere else, and it kind of evens out.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is for the working musician. A lot of these days, it's like the money you think you have, it's going somewhere else. So.
For us struggling people in general, man, I got to tell you. Now, your style of music combines the elements of bluegrass, traditional country, rockabilly, and pretty much rock, which has been described as Johnny Cash meets Texas Hill Country with Dwight Yoakam at the bar. It's retro country with a rocking edge.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a big compliment. That was, I think, Jim Beal actually said that, or from the SA Express, and I thought that was such a great, a simple description, but yet very accurate of trying to get everything together in a couple of statements about my music. But I grew up with my parents playing Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, things like that, Buck Owens around the house, and eventually later Dwight Yoakam. And those guys they left a really lasting impression on me. I always felt like their music was like like a punch in the mouth. It's like something that really makes you go. It's got a great tempo, great beat. And, my grandparents played bluegrass music. My grandfather played the fiddle, so he used to call square dances. My dad played the drums in the house, so there was always something with a strong driving beat, good energy, and that's the kind of stuff that gets my pulse racing. I
remember when I was a little kid, my dad, up to this day, he's still alive, I'm very blessed to have my father, my mother, but my dad, and he still has his 8-track, mind you. My dad still has his 8-track. He won't let go of that 8-track, but back in the day, he had a Cadillac, and he had that 8-track player in the Cadillac.
That's cool.
And he had the 8-track Johnny Cash live at San Quentin.
Oh, cool.
And we would hear it over and over and over. And then, of course, the main song, A Boy Named Sue. Remember that?
Beautiful song, yeah. It's a wonderful album.
Johnny Cash, I got to tell you, man, I saw the movie, I Walked the Line, and I got to tell you, man, I just thought, what a movie. Really, what a movie. It's inspiring to see somebody like him, the struggles. The struggles are out there, like I said, for all musicians. And unfortunately, not all, if you're going to consider them flowers, not all of them blossom.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's so cool because that movie it reaches into, depths of his brain and his story, like just showing like how, like I always loved that song, Get Rhythm. That's one of my favorite ones. And he's walking down the streets and he's watching the little boy shining shoes, and he kind of gets that rhythm in his head.
Right.
And that led to a song, a great song. And that's the kind of stuff that so many artists have. It's like there's so many things behind the scenes that people don't know about when the song is there.
Now, you're winner of the 2013 Best New Country Artist in Central Texas by the Texaco Country Music Showdown and recruited by the NBC's hit TV show, The Voice.
Yeah, that was like I was saying a little bit earlier, The Voice recruited me last year. I got to go to Austin for a private audition with them. I had a great interview and a performance. Didn't unfortunately get picked for the show, but it's great to be noticed, and more things will keep coming on the horizon. We've got some real exciting stuff. The Texaco thing, winning, Best New Country Artist was quite an honor. Just blessed to be recognized for that as well. This July 5th, we're going to be at Cowboys Dance Hall. We're really excited. We're going to be doing a really big show with Josh Abbott Band and Kyle Park and Elaine Garcia, and that's going to be the 5th of July on a Saturday night after 4th. It's 4th of July weekend. I can't tell you how thrilled I am about that. And also, of course, we've got July 19th coming up.
That's right. We're going to talk about that in just here a little bit. Now, a couple of questions for you. Now, do you have your own publishing, Jeffrey? Do you write your own music?
I write my own music. I'm right now my own publisher. It's an adventure in itself. I just every day there's always some idea that either it's a melody or a phrase or something's always in my head. Your mind's always going as a songwriter. It's like, well, this sounds like a story. This sounds happy. This sounds sad. You start breaking it down from there. But I feel blessed to be chasing my dream. You know, it's like I'm here in Texas. I'm young. I'm healthy. I've got a great group of guys supporting my music, and you get to, you know, live the American dream, and I can't ask for anything more than that.
You know what, Jeffrey? It's funny you mentioned that, because sometimes people tell me, you know, Robert, if you were to want something, you know, like my kids, you know, they're already grown up. Hey, Dad, what do you want for Father's Day? Or, hey, Dad, for your birthday, what do you want? And I tell them, you know what I want? I just want my health.
Yeah.
Because, man, you know, you don't have your health, man. Nothing else matters.
It's that's a understatement. Yeah, you don't appreciate your health until you don't have it. I mean, that's the thing. You know, when I was stationed overseas, I performed a lot of times for the wounded warriors that were over there that were being transitioned out after, you know, serving in war. And you see soldiers with missing limbs, eyes, you know, blind, things of that nature. And I just thought, like, wow, I have nothing to complain about. I'm so fortunate that, you know, God, you know, left me in good health, left me, you know, gave me the opportunity as an artist to share music, you know, to get to, you know, I believe that God designs us, you know, individually in His own creative mind, you know, however it comes out. And the songs that I have, I feel like I'm just kind of borrowing them from God. Like, God lets me be the one to share the songs, and I feel blessed to have that opportunity. I really am thankful for that.
You know what, Jeffrey? I know we've been talking about struggles and stuff like that, but regardless of the case, your accomplishments, what you've done in the country music business in itself, there's so many bands out there that haven't even gotten to first base to what you've done so far. And I understand, it's, you know, greed kicks in and you want more as an artist. Who doesn't? But you know what? I cannot see you ever holding your head down and saying, man, I failed or whatever, because you're succeeding. You're a success already, and you've got nowhere else to go but further and further up, Jeffrey.
Well, God bless you for saying that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, I feel like I've got great people in my life, and I'm blessed to have them, and it's that's helps transmit into the great fortunate opportunities that we have had, and I'm looking forward to what's next around the corner.
Jeffrey, how long have you lived here in San Antonio?
I got here in 2005. So
wow, so you're a rookie in a sense, right?
Yeah,
kind of, sort of,
yeah,
maybe.
Still catching on, right?
Now, what is the difference in food from Minnesota and San Antonio?
Well, San Antonio is definitely spicier, but it's... but
so are the women, Jeffrey.
Yeah. I love the Latinas. Yes,
there we go. Now we're talking.
I love San Antonio. I love Texas. You know, everything it's just I feel like this was the place I was meant to be to launch my music career. Minnesota, I sure miss it all the time, and I'm fortunate to get to go back there. The food up there, you know, everything is when you go up there. What people call soda is called pop up there. There's some things, you know, there's different translations of words and so forth.
Sure.
But you get a lot of you get stuff. There's a lot of meat and potato dishes up there, which I love.
Well, I'll tell you what. What about the weather?
The weather, yeah, you know, it's you get 4 seasons up there, and I guess it's, you know, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. It's like it is what you make of it. You know, it's like. You can't go snow skiing in San Antonio, but you know you can't. You don't get all the nice warm weather in Minnesota that you get down here. So it's a trade-off, and it's just whatever you make of it. You know, you can go snow tubing in Minnesota when it's cold.
That's right, Jeffrey. What kind of food do you like here in San Antonio, man? What do you like?
You know, I like just about everything, really. It's like I like so many different things. I like you know, steak. I like Italian. I like lobster. I like fajitas. I like hamburgers. I just pretty much like what any kind of food out there.
How good is your Spanish?
Mi español es no bueno, pero yo trato.
But mi español no bueno, but I like Latinas regardless.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, Jeffrey, how are you going to communicate with the Latinas, brother, if you don't know any Spanish, man? Come on, dude. Hey, talk to me, man.
That's what I got you for.
I knew there was a catch to my man. I tell you what, Jeffrey, no doubt, Jeffrey Charles is going to be performing at my 1-year anniversary basharoo at Crazy J Sports Bar, July 19th. And I got to tell you, man, I'm very blessed to have Jeffrey Charles Charles be a part of my event. Of course, Augie Myers. We're going to have La Fuerza, TTMA's most promising band. Augie Myers, Grammy Award winning. And we have Stephanie Lenz. Stephanie Lenz making a comeback. She was a big Tejano artist back in the 90s, and she's making a comeback who just signed with Q Productions. Of course, Q Productions, that is run by Selena Quintanilla's father, Abraham Quintanilla. Now, Jeffrey, talk to me about this event. I mean, I called you up and I said, hey, Jeffrey, can you help me out? And I got to tell you, man, Jeffrey always comes through with flying colors for Robert Rivas. Jeffrey, be honest, dude. There had to have been a catch where you said, Augie Myers, I'm going to be there.
Well, I always want to be there for you, Robert, whatever I can. But when you said Augie Myers, I was like, holy smokes, I got to be a part of that. Definitely. Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó?
I tell you what, man, Augie Myers, I interviewed Augie Myers like about a month and a half ago, man, and I had never met him in person, and what a delight. We went and had some tacos, and we talked for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and the interview was another hour, and I felt like I've knew that man forever and ever, man. What a very, very cool guy. Have you ever met him?
No, I've never met him. One of my guitarists knows him. But I always love that. There's Hey Baby, ¿Qué pasó? And then there's the other. What's the other one?
Who are you thinking of?
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the two great lines. Those are two. Who are you thinking of? Man, you were making last night. That's awesome.
No doubt.
That's clever.
No doubt, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, anything you want to say to your fans out there?
Well, I got more exciting things yet to come. We got a real big trip coming up to Korea this August. I'm going to be representing the United States. I was chosen by the International Culture Affairs Department for the United States to represent the U.S. in South Korea. And that submission, the song that you're going to be playing next is the song that got me selected. It's called Where Did I Go Wrong?
Okay, Jeffrey, if anybody wants to book you, information about you, where do they go?
Go to jeffreycharlesmusic.com. There's a contact information. Send an email, and we'd love to hear from you.
And also, if they want to purchase your singles,
yeah, go. Make sure you go to, like I said, go to jeffreycharlesmusic.com. Go to Facebook. Go to iTunes. Go to Napster, and also add me on Twitter, Jeffrey Charles.
Now, you are going to make yourself available after you perform or before as well, so you can send autographs, right?
Of course, yeah. I'll be happy to be out there July 5th at Cowboys Dance Hall after the performance. We'll come down. I'll be by the photo booth, and also, of course, July 19th. If you're out there, we'd love to have you there, and I'd love to meet you.
Now, we're going to go ahead and sign out here, but before we sign out, we need to talk about your monster hit single, Where Did I Go Wrong?, which landed you in the top 100 and caught the attention of Texas country music legend Johnny Bush. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, Where Did I Go Wrong was the first single off the EP that we released. We were really excited and really blessed and fortunate to get the airplay out of it, and now it's going to be playing on Robert Rivas Radio, which we're really excited to have as well.
Woohoo!
And that song it's done so many great things for me. It's helped me get into different venues, different opportunities, different opening act slots, and now this big trip to Korea. And so that was the first single. We've got more to come, and I'm real excited to have it being played right now with Robert Rivas.
Jeffrey, thank you for being part of my morning show, and thank you for being part of my 1-year anniversary Basharoo, July 19th. And let's go ahead and play it, okay? What's the name of the song?
It's called Where Did I Go Wrong, live on Robert Rivas Radio.
Awesome.
Where did I go wrong? All our love was left and gone. Will our love return? Or will I be left to you? This beautiful ring, broken heart, pictures full of memories, and a lifetime of love meant for you. But now it's mine to keep. But I'm holding out for a lucky break. I tell myself that it's not too late. You'll be walking through that door back to me. Where did I colorful life meant for you, but now it's turned to gray. But I'm holding out for a lucky break. I tell myself that it's not too late. You'll be walking through that door back to me. Where did I go wrong? All our love left and gone. Will our love return? Oh, will I be left to you? Holding hands, making love, how could it fade away? I see you